Across the world today, shadows of colonialism still linger over Africa, a continent rich in culture, resources, and potential. For too long, Africa has been defined not by its spirit, but by a system of exploitation that distorts its true story. Yet, a powerful force is emerging from within, a movement known as neo-liberationism. Neo-liberationism is more than resistance, it is a forward-looking blueprint for liberation, a philosophy of courage, justice, and unity that seeks to redefine Africa's place in the world. At its core, neo-liberationism champions reason-powered enlightenment. Unlike ideologies that run on the fuel of empty rhetoric, neo-liberationism is a movement anchored in rationality, a steady commitment to justice and truth over emotional impulses. It is a call for Africans to build their future upon knowledge, logic, and wisdom. This is not a reactive force, but a proactive mission, leading us toward a future where our decisions are guided by reason, shaping a society that thrives on intellectual strength and moral clarity. Neo-liberationism envisions Africa as one, transcending the arbitrary borders imposed by colonialism. Continental emancipation is not a lofty dream, it is a necessity. Africa's strength lies in its unity, its diverse cultures, and its shared destiny. By dismantling these artificial divisions, Africa stands poised to rise as a harmonious and powerful force, ready to lead itself toward prosperity and justice. Reparations are not about charity, they are about justice. Neo-liberationism insists on reparations for Africa, unapologetically demanding what is owed. For too long, Africa has carried the burden of historical debts that stifle growth and perpetuate dependence. Neo-liberationism declares, "No more." This call for reparations is a courageous stand to reclaim dignity, self-determination, and a future where Africa can invest in its own progress. Neo-liberationism is unwavering in its demand to dismantle neo-colonial systems. This isn't a battle against ghosts of the past, but against very real forces that still control African resources, politics, and economies. True liberation means wiping out every remnant of colonial control, rooting out inequality, and forging a self-sufficient Africa free from exploitation and dependency. We must confront these remnants, not as victims, but as guardians of our future, taking an unyielding stand against every force that would hold Africa back. The journey of neo-liberationism is not confined to borders, it's a movement that calls for the repatriation and reconnection of all Africans across the globe. Repatriation isn't merely physical, it's the rekindling of spirit, heritage, and unity. Neo-liberationism reminds us that Africa is not defined by lines on a map, but by the strength of our shared identity. It is an invitation for all Africans, wherever they are, to reunite and reinvest in our homeland, in our culture, and in each other. Neo-liberationism calls for a century-long period of respite, a deliberate pause, a time for healing, and a chance for Africa to recover from the wounds inflicted by centuries of exploitation. This century of respite is a time to mend, to reflect, and to rebuild. It is a sacred commitment to give Africa the space it needs to renew itself, to regain its strength, and to forge a path free from interference. a rebirth of a continent, fully healed and fully prepared for the future. Neo-Liberationism demands a trade revolution, a reimagining of African commerce that prioritizes fair trade over exploitation. Until a fair, gold-backed currency is established, neo-liberationism calls for a temporary withdrawal from global trade systems that perpetuate injustice. This is a stance that says, Africa will no longer be a pawn in an unjust game. We will stand as equals, trading our resources on fair terms and reclaiming control over our own economies. Neo-liberationism believes that true liberation begins with education. Not just any education, but one that empowers African minds, in African languages, with African values. An education that doesn't just inform, but uplifts, rooted in the wisdom of our ancestors and the moral foundation of our culture. In a neo-liberationist vision, African students will not only learn, but will learn in ways that honor their identity, their heritage, and their dreams. Neo-liberationism is not just an idea. It's a movement, a call to action, a path to reclaim Africa's destiny. It is a declaration that Africa will rise, united and undivided, on the foundation of justice, reason, and dignity. This is neo-liberationism, a vision where Africa, free from the weight of its past, strides confidently into a future filled with possibility. A future where Africa defines itself on its own terms, standing not just as a continent but as a beacon of strength, wisdom, and resilience for the world.